I want you to look around, whether you're in your room or outside. Now, I want you to name one thing that you see. Pick one item and think. Does this item fit into the concept of sustainable living? If it's yes, why? And if it's not, why? And why this sustainable living thing is important to us. Let's talk about that. Hi guys, it's me, Setiawan Arya Damar. I am from Science Fifth. And right now, I'm going to discuss about sustainable living. So, sustainable living is a lifestyle choices that minimize negative impact on the environment, society, and economy. It includes practices like reducing waste, conserving energy, using eco-friendly products, and supporting ethical and responsible consumption. The goal is to maintain a harmonious balance between human activities and the health of the planet. As living creatures, we have activities to fulfill our life from primary needs to tertiary needs, which are not very important. There are many ways that we do to achieve those, and unfortunately, many of these things are the wrong way, because apparently we're being a little hostile to the environment. And the concept of sustainable living is crucial because it promotes environmental health, conserves resources, and helps mitigate climate change. By making eco-friendly choices, we ensure a balanced and resilient planet for current and future generations. There have been many things discussed in this concept, such as zero-waste lifestyle, reducing environmental footprints, eco-friendly home design and construction, sustainable transportation solution, etc. But on this occasion, I will focus on the topic of ethical fashion and sustainable clothing. I'll ask you guys some questions. How do you choose to wear your clothes? Are you someone who's stylish or not? Do you prefer branded clothes or not? And do your clothes fit into the concept of sustainable living? When we choose to discuss ethical clothing, we are faced with several things. The things that make these clothes can be said to be ethical. 1. Labor practices. Good labor practices make for a good clothing industry. So how can this practice be created? Fulfillment of fair wages for every particle involved in human resources. This will make workers more active and feel appreciated. Then there is a safe working condition and workers' rights in the entire supply chain. 2. Social responsibility. The clothes are must address issues such as human rights, gender equality, and community well-being. 3. Transparency. In making it, it must be encourages transparency in the production process, and then provided consumers with information about the origin of materials and manufacturing condition. Now we're moving to sustainable clothing. To be able to say that clothes are sustainable, the manufacture and use of it must adhere to the principle of sustainable living, such as recyclable, eco-friendly, last a long time to minimize clothing waste. There are few things to consider in sustainable clothing. 1. Environmental impact. Sustainable clothing has to concentrate on reducing the ecological footprint of clothing, including resource issues, pollution, and waste. 2. Materials. Sustainable clothing is clothing that promotes the use of eco-friendly materials like organic cotton, bamboo, or recycled fabrics. 3. Circular economy. Sustainable clothing encourages recycling, upcycling, and designing products with a focus on longevity and recyclability. Now I will explain why we should adhere to the above principles. It is very clear that the principle above is related to the reason for its creation. Sustainable clothing reduced the environmental footprint of the fashion industry by promoting eco-friendly materials, reducing waste, and adopting sustainable production practices. Sustainable clothing also often involves the use of organic and non-toxic materials, reducing exposure to harmful chemicals. This benefits both consumers and those involved in the production process. Sustainable clothing often emphasizes durable and timeless designs, promoting a shift away from fast fashion. This approach encourages consumers to buy fewer items but of higher quality, reducing overall consumption. There are many more, of course, that I haven't mentioned. But have you ever asked about the dark things behind the principles that seem so perfect for the sustainability of our lives? The following are the reasons why this concept can still be called a flawed concept. 1. Cost. Ethical and sustainable fashion products might be perceived as more expensive than fast fashion alternatives, making them less accessible to individuals on a low budget. 2. Limited availability. In some regions or markets, ethical and sustainable fashion options may be limited, making it challenging for consumers to find or afford such products. 3. Limited information. Lack of transparency in the fashion industry may make it difficult for consumers to identify genuinely ethical and sustainable brands, leading to skepticism or confusion. So, what do you think after hearing the material I have given you? Of course, this material is not perfect for your understanding of sustainable living things. So, I hope you will search and read more deeply about this topic. That's all for me. Bye.